All right, testing one, two, three. I am back, and I just wanted to show my favorite. It is tuberose time, and if only you could smell what I smell. Amazing, amazing. Hopefully, you can hear me. I just think I busted, or somehow my brand new mic just went, just broke on me. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's working okay since I've stepped outside into out here. Hey there, Lucy. Welcome everybody. Hopefully you cut those tuberose that are in the house. My favorite. My favorite indeed. Today I've just been kind of catching up on my repotting. See, I've got a couple boxes, couple packages here, which I will be opening up here in a minute. And I've got to repot this species, which is my Dan diffusum, epidendrum, difforme. And you can see, hey Gabriele, but you can see how the roots are all out. It's in sphagnum, so it does need to come out of there. It has bloomed for me. It bloomed last year, and it is putting up new growth. Blooms from the apex with these little, they're not translucent, they're opaque, sort of ghostly looking lime green flowers. And I also have to get this out of the pot and repot it. I've already lost the two new growths that were cut up. You can see right here, 1, 2. So I have to get it out of there. I've been doing a lot of things. I'm going to take this off of here. I think this is about done. You can see the base is brown of that cane right there, so it's probably not going to survive. And I'll use this mount for something else. And I did do some surgery on this right here, which, if you remember, it had a few more canes here that I've cut off, and there is the rhizome that I cut, and I put some dragon's blood on it. That was the rotted part, and it had a sheath on it, but it was just rotting, and hopefully this will save itself. That is my Chinese beauty orchid queen, which is one of my favorites. Have never successfully been able to bloom one of those, but it's still my favorite. And the flower, these are very short-lived flowers. Hey there, Yoshi. But yeah, these flowers are very short-lived. The flower that was open yesterday has already closed. But we will see what's going on. If Sharon watches this, this is the piece of this plant, and there's a new growth right there. So there you go. That's waiting on you. All right, hopefully my mic just went off. So hopefully I'm still being heard because I don't have a mic. So we'll just keep on going. I'm just gonna roll with it. What else is happening? I did notice that this is my other Galliandra, and that flower spike looks like it's gonna burst through the sheath, and this one's still in bloom. Let me see what else before I get to that. One thing I did do was, I've been struggling with the jungle gym, and I moved them over here underneath this area. But there were a few other, and a lot of those resided here. But there were still a few other assorted Brassavolas or encyclias that had that same browning on them. So I moved them over here. Like this is a yellow bird, oops, that you can see. And then this one as well, which is nodosa. And then I noticed this today, there's some browning leaves, and all of these sat underneath towards the bottom, along the bottom of here. So you think it's sunburn? I don't know. I think that's black rot, because it's from, this isn't, but when you look at the base is pretty dark, kind of like this encyclia. It's at the base, and you can see it's kind of going into the bulb that's next to it. Here are some others that I've moved over here because they're just gone. There was this new growth that started out rotting, and then it spread to the bulb next to it, as you can see. And even though it hasn't reached here, these bulbs are still firm. You can see the progression. Hey there, Sharon, I was just talking about you. But you can see how it's going to eventually go from there. It's going to eventually get here, unfortunately. And that's what happened with this mount. So I'm hoping that maybe it was because there was something dripping from the top down onto it. And hopefully there's some hope that these will, although, as I touch it, it really doesn't appear like it will. I think this one will, because there's still a new growth up here. This has to. Oh, this has not got a tag on it, but it's my Haikudan. Hey, Fernanda. I need to talk to you, Fernanda, at some point. I'll have to send you a message. What was I saying? Yeah, so those plants were down here, or in this area. You can see the top row, which these plants were there. They don't have any damage on them. I don't know. So I've moved some of those over there, and I'm trying even to keep these plants, because these also suffered some, I think it's from drops of water that sit down on the plant and stay there too long. I don't know, that's my theory. I'm not sure though. That's putting up a new growth right there. So fragrant. But Sharon, this one is for you right here. I had hopes for this plant. That used to be a golden chieftain, but it's dead. So this can just be, I'll probably just cut that bottom part off and just send you this part. You can see there's the new growth, the new little nubbin down there at the base. If I could focus it. Yeah, there you go. So that's a good thing. That is my Flickingeria. This plant, little cutting of this. That should get you started. That should blow up when you get it down to Florida. All that rain you guys get. Now this is sunburn for sure. That is sunburn. Kind of too bright for showing that flower. But this spike is still going strong. Hey there, Nina. What else? Let's just go ahead and open these packages up. These were supposed to come yesterday. Hey, Patricia. How are you doing? Good to see you at the live. And okay, threw me off for a minute. I wasn't expecting it to come in this. Okay, here we go. Let me put this down for a minute. These are both the same. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I was saying I broke my speakers broke. But I'm just gonna open them both just to save me the I'm gonna keep that sphagnum the other side. I'm sure you guys can already see the plant, the foliage. This one is La Carcha imbricata species, and this little guy right here is Orchid, La Carcha Orchid. So these are from, hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, these came from Botanica in Missoula, Montana. From Missoula. Botanica. Yeah, Botanica. We know Botanica. If you don't, you should. They're probably right now, they're the premier, well, Louisiana Orchid Connection, but they're the premier angricoid supplier, I would say. They are. They do their own breeding, and well, the LOC does as well. But yeah, nice plant. These are from Central America and South America, all the way down to Ecuador, from Trinidad, Colombia, all parts in between. They get little flowers that form at the tips of these sections. I guess they can get them, but it's usually towards the tip. I have one, but I've never really been that well. They've never grown well for me. This looks like that's going to be a flower spike right there. That's a flower spike right there. That would be a flower spike right there. I think. We'll see. That's kind of what it looks like as it's coming out of the foliage. And I'm not focusing on yeah, but that's what it looks like right there. We'll see. Maybe that's just another growth. But yeah, those are my new acquisitions. They like shade, year-round water, a little bit more water while they are actively growing. You can see this one is actively growing. That's a new growth in there, and that's a new growth. And then there's one peeking out behind there, right there. So that's good to see. So this could possibly be another new growth as well. Yeah, that's a new growth. And so this is just a little baby. This will get as long as this. So yeah, that's that. It looks like this is putting up some new growths as well in between there. Both of these are little yellow flowers, very tiny, very, very tiny. Looks like there's some roots in there too. It's not focusing. So I'm just gonna bring these over here. All right. Let me see, what else can I show you? Nothing over here. I do have things that are soaking as usual. If Todd ever watches this, me and Todd last year, we had conversation about BC North Miami. I'm sure you guys know BC North Miami. It's a hybrid that's hard to bloom. But, oh, well, there wasn't anything that I was going to show you, Nina. It was just, mine is just raggedy looking compared to yours. But this right here, you see that? That is a sheath, folks. So we'll see. We will see. There's those spikes. You can see the buds. There's another spike over there. Let me see what else. Let's just go in here. Watering also in here. Sort of a little lull in my phalaenopsis. But here is my Sobanicophia. And this is what I was saying, my roots compared to your roots. Mine are all over the place. And yours are all neat and tidy and managed, maintained. There's my little Podangus. That for now I'm just going to leave. You think? This is a Robusta. I've always, my question was why you chose yours over Robusta, because I've always heard that Robusta was a lot easier to grow as opposed to Umbertiana. I believe that's the one you have. Nice. I just got this, so this is, hopefully I will keep this one good. Oh, okay. Yeah, they used to be a lot hard to find, just Sobanacophias in general, but I see them a lot more frequently now. Here's that path that I just showed in my Orchid a Day video, that had I not looked on the plant and knew that this plant always has bouts with mealybugs, I would never have known that there were that it's gonna bloom. Get out of there. You see, folks, this is a mess. This used to be in my house, if you can believe that. This used to be in my dining room. This palm tree right here. If you can believe that. This used to be behind my dining room table where I do my videos. I sit at that table. It used to be in the middle, it used to sit in one corner, and I had it trained so that the fronds went above the window all the way across the top of the window. And this is now it's too big for here. It's way too big for this spot because it's totally scrunched up, not living its full potential. I mean, the fronds go from there, all the way here. Isn't that amazing? Well, it's probably nothing for you guys in Florida. But yeah, that is my palm. I think I dug that out of the garbage when I was graduating from college. I know I did. But it does serve a purpose when I need to get in there and cut some of that off. But in years past, I've had plants hung here, and this has been used as a screen to shade and shade from the heater. So it has served its purpose, but I do need to do some cutting. And I'm actually going to do that today. I'm going to clean my windows today after I do this video. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. Good to see you, Dave. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow on a Zoom. But this is my fasciata, Nina. That I thought looked similar. I might get a haircut Monday. We'll see. But this is sure taking its sweet time. Sure taking its sweet time. And my camera is not going to focus, as always. One more flower trying to open, but not really trying too hard. Yeah, Fernanda, I'm gonna have to do something for you because these are, I knew that if I kept it, it was not gonna do well. I knew it. I'll talk to you. And then down here are just some paths. This is my beloved Stony Eye, which has, and there's a growth coming out of here. No, I will. I'm going to. You can't say no to that. And then, anyway, there is a lot going on. I had to cut some of my leaves off of this because it suffered a lot when the temperatures got really warm, and I'm like worried about, this is recently remounted, and you can see that's not liking it at all. So that's probably going to be a goner before I come out in the morning. But things are well. Things are good though. I'm going to get another flower on my Vita Lee. That's going to be nice. I've got this sheath right there. That's another Richard Mueller. My Petite Stars. So I can't really complain too much. I mean, like I said, this Phalaenopsis, as the spikes are getting, I just wanted to raise it a little bit higher because if it's sitting down there, it's more likely that I'll bump it over. Still getting that new leaf on my Didiri, which is a shocker. Here's that flower. And that Maxillaria. And this is gonna be nice. Gonna finally get blooms on that. It's a couple years. I think these are gonna be okay, hopefully. Might need to give it a drink, but the canes are still okay. I did repot my area right here. You know it was in a little plastic pot. Still right on the edge of the pot, but probably the next time that I split it, I'll divide it and give some of that away. And of course I showed this also today. And my Phalaenopsis up here, they're really just kind of hanging out. Although I am going to be getting some blooms real soon. This is my KS Happy Eagle. KS Happy Eagle. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. This actually goes over here. And that spike is pushing forward. Hey Brenda. So I can only hope also that this is going to actually flower for me. I can only hope. I wish I had never saw it, because now I'm going to be focused on it, because I'm so obsessed with both of those, perenni and chocolate drop. Those are two primary obsessions of mine. And this is just in here temporarily. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. You must be able to. Feels so good out here now. And I'm hoping that something does, that these grows, this growth, and then there's this growth. And those buds right here getting bigger. That's my Miyaka stars. I've shown that. See, now this is sunburn. That looks like, although it could be drips of, I'm not sure what that is, because it looks like the same as all of this right here. And that. Jeez Louise. Okay. It'll be okay. It will be okay. It will be okay. It will. So anyway, I hope everybody is having a good weekend. And I'm not sure what else is going on that I can show you out here. This is something really, I know. I'm noticing that it's kind of out here in the walkway, so I better move it back, because next thing I'll be screaming. There, that's probably safer back there, so that the buds are not in my face. Yeah, that's a lot better. A lot better. And then there's those right there, which is my perenni that I've shown that too. And this is my other perenni. This is the one that won, well, maybe the ticket. Yeah, there it is. It's my first place winner, which is Walnut. No, it's Valley Island times Kauai, and it is recovering after I had repotted it. And so many things it went through it. I think it got a little cold, killed off some of the growths. Now it's like the growths are on top of dead pseudobulbs. That's a new growth right there, because you can see the roots right there, and it's on top of a dead cane. I need some that need to be coming out of the base, like that one. What's on your long-term list? What do you want in your collection that you don't have? I'm trying to give my Walisi, my Nemaria Walisii more light. It loves to just be sitting in water, and it loves to be lots of fertilizer. You can see it's just in moss. It's got a big old fern growing out of it, but it's got some nice growths. This is a new growth right there. And there's another one right there at the base. For now, I'm content to letting it sit there. I can't complain about the growths. It's doing well. I like the color. Here is my other one. Yeah, I would love to get blooms on everything. I mean, when I walk around and I'm frowning, or I'm perceived as being frustrated, it's because I'm not seeing enough. That's what it's about. It's really not. I mean, if I saw, it's because I'm seeing more of this than I am of flowers. That's what it is. If I were seeing more flowers than the brown, I wouldn't even notice the brown. That's what it is. But this is my other Nemaria, and this one is the one from Equigenera that I thought was a really nice size, because it came with that. But it's still doing well. It's growing. I can't complain, it's growing. This is the bulb from last year. It still kept its leaf. And hey, Res Quetzal, how's it going? And so it put up that new growth, and it's doing okay. It may not be as vigorous or as big, but it is still doing well. Oh, cool. Hopefully you got some cool stuff. You should, because you guys can grow a lot more diverse stuff out there in the PNW. But this is what I was going to show you. This is in Cavola Phoenix times LC Trick or Treat. In Incavola Phoenix, this is Incavola Phoenix, I believe. I know it is. Yeah, Beppy Phoenix. It's a spotted, very spotted, like dark purple Brassavola with spots. And so it's like an Epicattleya, because it's Incavola, which is Encyclia, and a Brassavola, and then it's Laelia Cattleya. So there's a new growth there. But this growth right here is the latest, the one previous, I'm sorry. And when I looked in there, there is a sheath in there. Let me see. Give me a second here. I'm shocked to see this. Okay, here's that growth. Let's see if I can focus it. It's not going to show it. But yeah, it is, because the sheath is way up here at the top. Let me get in here. Yeah, you see that right there? Peeking in there. So that, if that actually develops, there are blind sheaths, as we all know. Hopefully. That will be something nice, because Trick or Treat is orange. Yeah, there we go. Trick or Treat is orange on a sort of Laelia, tall spike, orange flowers, and so with the spots and the purple, that should be amazing. And that does not look so good. This plant does that every year. This is my species Brassavola, and maybe that's just sunburn, but it's been under here all year. It's been under here all year. Maybe it's just the way that it looks now, but that sure looks more than just sunburn. Maybe it is just sunburn. There's still a lot of new growths coming up in there. Maybe I'm just being hypercritical. There's roots going on, but it seems like every year that's what this plant does. It grows like gangbusters, and it gets that nice color. And then these down here look like, yeah, you can see that might be heat. It's not that hot here today, honestly. It's only 70 something degrees. It's not hot today, but that definitely looks like it's something burn, heat burn. Could be. We'll see. I guess I could move it, because it does look like it's burning. I mean, it kind of looks the same, although that doesn't look like heat. That doesn't look like heat. But pretty much everything else is looking nice. I honestly have no complaints. Lots of growths going on. Even my little seedlings here are looking really nice. My, uh, what is this? Epidendrum, Stanfordianum. Yeah, maybe I need to add a little bit more calcium. I am trying to back off on some of my fertilizers just because it's getting, well, yeah, they get Epsom salt every time I water them. Every time that I fertilize them, I should say, once a week, they get Epsom salts. And they get my liquid kelp. And then at the end, once I get the pH up to where it needs to be, then that's when I add the cow mag. That's what they get every week, weekly. So I don't know what the deal is going on, but I know that that's a sheath right there on my Laelia anceps, and I know I need to stake this up because if it gets staked up, then chances are it will develop a sheath. This one over here is doing okay, still developing. But that's going to be one of my next chores is to, once that, I probably won't do it till after it blooms, until it starts to put up some new roots. But there's going to be a division happening. There's my cross. I've had that for many years. Pretty sure I got that from Let's Talk Plants. All right. So yeah. Anyway, folks, I think I've shown pretty much what's going on for the most part. Yeah, there's nothing really to show back here. Things are just kind of marinating. Glad that this is putting up those growths. That's that Tigrina Rogue. And even though it's still not bloomed for me yet, this is my Stanhopea that's busting out of the, I'm gonna have to put that in a new basket. I just don't want to. I wish it would bloom first because these like to be root bound. You know, you can see the roots. So it should be getting close to blooming. It really should be. Thanks, Patricia. That is my Yolanda Brack. That's an Equigenera that I had a few years ago. This is something that I rarely show. It's fairly new, and I'm hoping that it acclimates. That is my Bulbophyllum Echinolabium crossed with Beckery. And so it's just kind of, it's newly mounted. It's in shade. Well, I'm glad. And you obviously have the interest prior to watching me. I think if I were to just suddenly turn on YouTube and I would be the first person I saw, I would be a little daunted just because I think this looks a mess. You know, I mean, if you don't know that I know where everything is, just by walking back here and walking around, you would think, oh my God, this is a mess. What's this? See this? Laelia is putting up. Hey there, Maria. Is that the Maria Young? It's gotta be. There's only one person who goes on a plant adventure. That has gotta be Maria Young. I'm about ready to, hopefully, I get my stuff together and hopefully we get this virus, or not the virus. No, nobody wants to get the virus. Hopefully we get this vaccine so I can come to Tamiami. I'm planning on coming this year. I know, Maria Young. I can't believe it. There's a celebrity in the house. Wow. I got to stay on here a little bit longer now. But I was going to show you before I realized that this was balloon. This was giving me a sheath in here that I showed you. I was going to point out I was going to show you this. This is another one of the examples of, I know, the one and only tropical plant adventure. But I was going to show you, oh my God, you see this? Now you know what this is. This should be a dead plant, right? You know, I'm using this as a hanger just to hang my, hey there, Louisville. Good to see you. You know, just to hang my plant here that fell out of the pot. So this is just a hanger. But look at that. It's got a growth on it. And I just noticed there's another growth right there. Isn't that funny? That is funny. It is trying to stay alive. That is my doomed Silogeny cristata. But this is my Gatton sunray, just sitting up there bare root. And it's got 3 new growths coming out of it. Yeah, it's just like this. I mean, this is just a hanger. It's just sitting, it's just got my plant sitting in here, this angraecum. And so it comes up. And I tell you, I have not watered it. But you look, there are those roots. It is so trying to bloom, trying to grow. I mean, it's got tips on those roots. And I swear I have not watered this plant. Yeah, it is crazy. Because it should be dead. It should be. So, this is doing excellent. So good. My Sertorchis cross. And you can see the root right there that's gone on the mount. And it's got these little nubbins. There's one right there. I'm not sure. That's probably going to be a root. But there's more roots. And it's got another leaf coming out down there. So that's yay. So, yeah, things are doing pretty good despite the fact, well, not despite the fact, things are doing pretty good overall. I cannot complain about a thing. Wow, I can't believe 17 people. This is definitely a day to remember, for sure. I wish you all could smell this flower. It is so amazing. So amazing. But yeah, so this is the experiment. We'll see. We will see. Well, weekly. That's what I say. Honestly, I've been trying to water them less during the week because our temperatures have been, not so hot. It's only been like in the, here's a Chisis right here. This is a recovering Chisis. It used to bloom for me every year. This is Chisis aurea. This is how big it used to get. And it is a day to remember. Well, I love it, as you can tell. I love it. I mean, this is technically my repotting table, but it's got some things, some cattleyas over here that need a little bit of extra attention. So it's kind of morphed into that. But other than that, everything fits in here and I'm loving it. I am loving it. That was the best thing. This is the best thing that, I'm able to water a lot faster. It used to take me 2 days to water, and that's inside and outside before I got my cage. Now I can do everything in 1 day, and that's inside and outside. So yeah, it's kind of, I have to keep this alleyway clear because if I don't, then I find that I am going to be wrecking my back. But it's just perfect because this is the more sunnier area, and then I do need to cut back some of the wisteria, but as it gets back here, it still gets filtered sun through here and then some more sun back here, but it's like a dappled sun. So it's perfect for it. It's perfect because you don't think these plants get enough over here, especially these cattleyas that are right here. But I'm sorry, they do. This one has got a new growth right here. And this looks terrible, but this is where this plant sat last year and it bloomed. It put up a growth and bloom from right here with the sheath. So this filtered light is deceiving. Yeah, it is. Although I'm sure John's is I'm not I don't know if his has, I think his is just shade cloth. Maybe. I don't think his has a vine, but it's probably the same effect. This is probably over 50 to 60%, I would say, because this shade cloth is 40. And I would just assume that in the middle here, it's just thick right here. And then it loosens up a little bit, lets more light in over there. But there's a constant airflow that goes from here to there, and it's just incredible. So thank you again, Maria Young. Thank you so much for putting that idea in my head. Because I tell you, the day I saw your video was the day I ordered mine, or the day I started looking. So thanks so much. And this is still progressing. My Gongora. Yay. But anyway, folks, and this is still doing pretty well, which is, I think the top part of it might be Den Laudagesiae, but then the middle part of it towards the base is oligophyllum. I believe it's oligophyllum down there. So yeah, I am going to get off of here. It looks like I've been on here for almost an hour. But I appreciate everybody. And wow, thanks for the celeb to show up, Maria Young, the Maria Young. And I will see you guys soon, definitely. And enjoy your orchids as always. Bye.